Hello! Can you believe it is New Year's Eve again? So, I have looked back through my 2018 goals and I'm going to review them and let you know how I got on. And then I've set myself some new ones for 2019 and now I'm putting them out in the public eye. I'm going to have to do them because I've committed to that. So 2018 goals. The first one was to continue minimising, and I've just got my list here on my phone. So the first thing I can say that I definitely did was clear out the children's rooms, and we got rid of a lot of like the baby toys, and we got rid of things that they don't use or they don't like, and also their excessive like duplicates of things. So got rid of duplicates. And also clothes, where I'd been lazy and basically they got the next size up of clothes and I hadn't taken out the previous size, and it's given them a lot more room to play in their room. The other thing I did was take out everything from the kitchen and put it all back in, and that's brilliant because I had never, since we got the kitchen nearly 5 years ago, I just shoved everything back in cupboards because I was pregnant and couldn't be bothered. So I took everything out, cleaned all the cupboards and actually thought about where I wanted everything, and now everything's a lot more logical and easy to find. And the other thing I did for minimising is I bought a lot less gifts. I've been trying to make as many as possible with things I've already got. So the next goal was to entertain more, and I've definitely been more proactive in inviting people over and doing things. And we've also been out more. I think that kind of comes with the children getting older. It's easier to go out for walks and things like that because they can cope with them better. The next one was to use less plastic, and one of the things I said I wanted to do in 2018 was get rid of our water filter jug, which I have succeeded in doing. We now have one that is a glass one with a piece of charcoal in the bottom. You then use it for 3 months, boil the charcoal, use it again for another 3 months, and the charcoal goes on the compost heap, and then you put a new charcoal in. So the only thing that is sort of not reusable is the charcoal, but obviously you can use it for 6 months at a time. And charcoal is actually what's in most water filter capsule things anyway. We've just taken the plastic off from around it. So that's been really good. And I was a skeptic, and my husband was even more of a skeptic, thinking that it wasn't going to be doing any good. But he actually was the one to point out to me that we needed to change the charcoal because he could taste that it was no longer being filtered. So it's been really good. We've also switched to cast iron frying pans, and that was quite a big deal because I'd only ever used Tefal non-stick stuff, but I was reading about the health implications of it, and also we'd had them for sort of 9 years, most of the pans, because we got married last, yes, it was 9 years, and the Tefal sticky coating stuff was starting to come off, and I did not want any of us to be consuming that. So I went on eBay, I bought them second hand. They're really heavy, and a lot of the ones that I saw that were being sold, people have bought used once and then been like, oh, they're too heavy, I don't want to use them. Suits me because I've got real bargains. And we've done lots of other using less plastic and also more awareness of what we can recycle, but I'll come back to that. The next one was to cut back on social media. I've got rid of going on to Facebook every day. I now only really use that one for posting the odd thing, and I do not spend any time really scrolling. And now I've switched that to being really bad at being on Instagram. So we might have to address that one. Next one was to get rid of time-wasting computer games. I can wholeheartedly say I have 100% done that. The only game I've kept on my phone is Sudoku, and that's not addictive to me. That's one of those ones that I do when I'm kind of waiting for an appointment or something, and I don't do it for the sake of doing it, and I don't wake up thinking about it. So that's a win. The next one was to assess spending. This was a humongous fail. I did January and February not buying a single thing in plastic, which cut our spending humongously because I couldn't buy a lot of things that I would normally buy, like cucumber, and I couldn't do lots of shopping basically because everything comes in plastic. So that was really good, but then I didn't really continue that, but we'll come back to that as well. Then I addressed my yoga classes. I said that I wanted to do more disability type classes, and I have taught some at a local help centre called The Vine this year, that I did for free, you know, just to pass it on. And I've also been teaching in libraries, which has allowed me to connect more with the community. I've increased the number of library classes, so that's kind of reaching the people I was hoping to reach. And I've also done some restorative yoga training, which I think will also benefit that group that I'm targeting. And it's very accessible to the majority of people. And I've also signed up to teach or to learn how to teach kids yoga for 2 to 11-year-olds in March. So another goal I had was to make more cleaning products. I have definitely done that. I have been experimenting with plastic-free washing powder, getting it from a zero waste shop. It went pretty well, but we've still got a big thing of powder that I already had to use. And I've completely erased the use of fabric conditioner. I now make citrus vinegar, which I've shown in previous videos, that I put in place of the fabric conditioner, and it's just vinegar with peels in to make it smell nice. And we also use that for cleaning windows and worktops and everything, so we've definitely done well on that one. I now only need to get my husband to stop buying his own horrible cleaning products that he uses, but I've kind of had to let that slide because he has his thing and I have my thing, and yeah, I mean, we're consuming less, so that's good. Right, so the next thing was to focus on experience gifts rather than giving physical presents, and we've done quite well on that. My husband had a big birthday in November and I bought him a bird of prey experience, so he's going to do that. Obviously I just gave him a slip of paper explaining what it was, and we've had various zero waste type gifts, and I've been giving zero waste presents to people, like the reusable fabric wrap things, and I've been making bath salts and things like that as presents. My final goal for 2018 was to buy less books and magazines, or to buy them more electronically, and I've done this by switching to, now I don't pick up the Waitrose magazine. I've got the app, you can read it online. I think it's brilliant because whenever you want a recipe, you know where the app is and you can sort of scroll through and see all the recipes, so you haven't got that problem of seeing a recipe and then not being able to find the piece of paper with it written on. And obviously then that's less demand. Some people would say that because you can recycle them it's fine, but I think that's, instead of having a linear economy where we're going from consuming to binning, recycling just adds a little twirl and then it gets done, because there's only so many times you can recycle paper products before the quality is too poor. So by using electronically on a device I already had, I'm keeping it going round and round and round. I'm not consuming anything that I hadn't already consumed. And oh, ironically, I did sign up for a Zero Waste magazine subscription, which is a slight oxymoron, but I only paid for 3 or 6 copies, and then I have got a whole list of people I'm lending them to, and then I'll donate them to the Keep Zero Waste shop so that they can allow their customers to read them too. So I justified it by saying that it was going to be good PR for the Zero Waste movement, and it wasn't very expensive, and I wanted to support that it was done on recycled paper and it was doing something that was trying to do something good for people. So yeah, I did that. So on to the 2019 intentions. I've decided to scrap the name goals because I feel when I was looking back at what I'd written and some I hadn't done, I felt really bad. So instead I'm going to call them intentions, because they're things I intend to do. Other things will come up, I'll have more success in some areas than others, and then maybe I'll get a new intention in February that I didn't add on here, so it's more fluid. So I've also decided to have a word of the year to help me focus on my intentions, and that word is release. So it could be releasing negative emotions, but it could be releasing love onto the world. So we're going for release. Anyway, so the first goal is to clear out our back room. That definitely needs some releasing. I have a lot of stuff in that back room that I really love, all the things in it, but the problem is they're not terribly well organised, and we want to use that room for more than one thing. So we've moved our old TV into that room to make it into like a TV room, but it's not very user friendly at the moment because I've got too much stuff. So that's intention number 1, to clear out that room. Intention number 2 is to see if I can do a zero waste DIY on the bathroom. So I'm going to look for second-hand baths and sinks and kind of ex-display and things like that Wittmann got rid of, and see if I can slowly do the bathroom. Obviously it will be on the cheap, which is quite good, but it will be more of a goal to see if I can make some small changes bit by bit and slowly start changing the bathroom around. The third intention is to organise a clothing swap. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I might hire a hall or something and do it like that, but we shall see. The next intention is to continue growing this YouTube channel, but I want to include more yoga content. So I've started adding meditations. I'm going to try and add some more yoga sequences, and you'll be able to see the progress of that intention. Yeah, so my next one is along the yoga theme, is to run more workshops. I've booked one for January and one for February. The January one is about intention setting and yoga to add kind of fixing those intentions, and the February one is all about sleep and good sleep hygiene, making a pillow spray and learning all about how to have a small yoga sequence before you go to bed. My next intention is to learn more about yoga, Ayurveda and aromatherapy. I hope to do some courses, but I haven't booked any yet, but I'm going to be looking to do something like that because they're all things that I'm interested in, and I feel like there's always more to learn. My next intention is to block book time to do nothing as a family. So I'm trying to make sure that we're not busy on a Saturday and a Sunday, that we have at least a half day where we've got nothing that needs to be done, knowing we need to be, so that we can just relax. And then my final intention is to make sure we go on holiday this summer, even if it's just for a long weekend. So those are my intentions for 2019. You're welcome to look in the description box at the video from the previous 2 years of my videos of the intentions for the previous years, and I'd love to know what your intentions or resolutions are for 2019. See you again soon.